When the world stage was set, and the newest Olympic sport, breakdancing, took center stage in Paris, Australian breakdancer Rachael Raygun Gunn found herself at the heart of a global spectacle. However, what was meant to be a moment of triumph turned into a storm of controversy and criticism. An Australian representing her country in a sport deeply rooted in African American culture, Gunn's performance did more than just fall flat. It ignited a debate about cultural understanding, appropriation, and the role of authenticity in competitive sports. As a New York hip-hop artist launched a blistering critique of her performance, the world was forced to confront a complex intersection of culture, race, and athleticism. This is not just a story about a failed Olympic routine, it's a story about what happens when the lines between cultural respect and cultural ignorance blur on the world stage. Rachael Raygun Gunn's journey to the Paris Olympics was one that few could have predicted. A lecturer at Sydney's Macquarie University with a deep academic focus on the intersection of gender and breakdancing culture, Gunn seemed an unlikely candidate to step into the spotlight of Olympic glory. Yet, her passion for the sport and her success in Oceania's qualifying rounds earned her a place at the Games. However, as she took to the floor in Paris, it quickly became clear that her performance would be remembered for all the wrong reasons. What was intended to be a showcase of Australia's breakdancing prowess instead became a lightning rod for criticism, with Gunn's unconventional routine and attire drawing ridicule from both online spectators and cultural purists alike. Among her harshest critics was Mandela Eskia, a New York-based hip-hop artist and educator, whose viral social media posts called into question not just Gunn's performance, but her very understanding of the culture she was representing. Eskia's critique of Gunn was both scathing and thought-provoking. In his viral post, he mocked the idea that someone from Australia could truly grasp the depth and history of breakdancing, a sport that, as he pointed out, was born from the struggles and creativity of African American and Latino communities in the Bronx during the 1970s. He likened Gunn's performance to someone who had seen a few old clips from the 80s and decided they could do the same, without any real understanding of the cultural significance behind the moves. His commentary sparked a widespread debate online, with many agreeing that Gunn's routine, which included kangaroo hopping and rolling on the ground, seemed out of place and disconnected from the roots of breakdancing. But Eskia wasn't alone in his criticism. Michael Harriot, an award-winning journalist and author specializing in African American history, weighed in with a nuanced perspective. While he initially mocked Gunn, Harriot later argued that her performance wasn't so much an act of cultural appropriation as it was a display of ignorance of the deep, rich history that breakdancing holds within African American culture. Harriot took to social media to educate his followers on the origins of breakdancing, tracing it back to the days of American colonization and the African American experience. He highlighted how certain dance moves, like the backslide, popularized as the moonwalk by Michael Jackson, were deeply embedded in Black American culture but were often misunderstood or misused by those outside of it. Harriet's thread served as a powerful reminder that breakdancing is more than just a series of athletic moves, it's a form of expression with roots in resistance, community, and cultural identity. As Gunn continued to face backlash, others began to reflect on the broader implications of her Olympic performance. Nahum Maddock, a former CEO and co-founder of the racial justice foundation Democracy in Color, criticized the Australian Olympic Committee for selecting Gunn to represent the country, arguing that it was a missed opportunity to showcase genuine talent from First Nations people and people of color. Maddock's critique went beyond Gunn's individual performance, calling into question the whiteness of Australian sport and the country's failure to recognize and nurture diverse talent. Her words echoed a sentiment that many have felt for years, that the world of competitive sports often overlooks the contributions and potential of marginalized communities. Despite the flood of criticism, there were those who stood by Gunn. Chef de mission Anna Mears praised her courage, reminding the world of the challenges Gunn had faced as a woman in a male-dominated sport. Olympic legend Sally Pearson also defended Gunn, invoking the Olympic ideal that participation, not just winning, is what truly matters. Yet, these words of support did little to quell the controversy, as the debate over cultural respect and appropriation continued to rage on. In the aftermath of the Paris Olympics, Rachael Raygun Gunn's story has become a focal point for discussions about cultural understanding and representation in sport. Her experience serves as a stark reminder that when athletes step onto the world stage, they carry with them not just their skills, but the weight of the cultures and histories that their sports embody. As breakdancing continues to evolve as an Olympic sport, it will be crucial for competitors and organizers alike to recognize and honor the cultural roots that make it more than just a dance. It's a powerful form of expression born from the struggles and triumphs of the African American community. Gunn's performance may have missed the mark, but it has sparked a conversation that is long overdue. As the world moves forward, it's a conversation that we must continue to have, ensuring that the spirit of breakdancing and all culturally significant sports is preserved and respected on the global stage.